you? Hey, how are you? I'm so excited to coming back to these lives interviewing amazing women that they have doing a lot of stuff about with fitness and wellness. So today, Mona or Monica, she's from New York and she's a Reiki master. So she's going to talk about what does Reiki means and yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, excited. I'm glad I got on and I didn't have any technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's good because we don't know. Sometimes it just gets crazier.
I know, I know.
How's the weather there?
It's pretty cold here in New York City. It's really cold, but I don't have to go outside too much. I try to order in as much as possible, but it's bearable. I actually do like the cold over like really hot summer, so it's not so bad.
That's great. Here we have snow, like I don't know, like 20 inches of snow.
I saw
Yeah,
the
it's
picture. That was like so much snow. I mean, it's a little like right now some flurries, but not too much.
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. I'm so excited to having you. I was introducing yourself, and I was telling the followers and people that are watching this that I'm so excited to going back this year with more interviews because I think knowing other people's journey, it kind of relates with all the women out there that maybe they don't see this every day and they don't see a relationship with them like with other people. So
Yeah.
let's introduce yourself, please. And I know that you're a Reiki master, but what else? What's going on with you? Who are
Oh, okay.
you?
No problem. Yeah. I love what you do. I love introducing wellness to women and to like we need that inspiration. And for me, Reiki has really truly provided that for me. It's helped with my personal growth. I am an empath, so it was always difficult. I didn't know I was an empath to like separate other people's energies from my own. And I always wanted to help people. But you end up burning out yourself. So Reiki has really well. What Reiki is essentially is it's healing. It's a technique to relax and to de-stress. It originated in Japan, but it could go so much deeper than that. So what I do is I do everything virtually, all distance, which has been such a blessing during the pandemic because I've connected with women all over the world, in Portugal, in Malta, in other states. So it's energy that heals you, and it doesn't, it's not confined to time and space. So it goes to the other person. All you have to do is be willing to receive. But one of the most important things that it does is balance your energies. Everyone has the divine feminine, divine masculine energies. And I'm very much naturally into my divine masculine energy. I'm always on the go. I'm always thinking of what to do, but it's not always productive. You feel like you're accomplishing things by being so productive, but sometimes you find inspiration in just relaxing and resting, and taking it easy and being connected to your intuition. So, one of the things about Reiki is really connecting to your intuition, which can guide you in your everyday life, your career, listening to your body. So that 1 hour of truly relaxing, and it's like a massage for your soul, right? And when
Mm.
people say, "Oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time," that's the best time because when you're super busy, you only want to do what's important, not the things that make it seem like you're getting a lot done. So for me, it helped me separate my energy from others. It helped me with even with work. Um, Many of us women have two, three jobs and we're going to school, right? We're really overwhelmed and we have no idea what to do. So we try to do a little bit of everything. So as I connected to my intuition, and I help you connect your intuition to guide you of like what route to go on and what to do for yourself. So even I think I mentioned this before when I'm at work and I'm sending an email, I give Reiki to the email, so it could serve
Wow,
our
nice.
highest good. Especially now it's Mercury retrograde. So a lot of people are going to have technical difficulties for the next few days. It's just an opportunity. A lot of people get scared, but I think it's just an opportunity to slow down and read your emails again, and there may be some miscommunication, and just to slow down and do things with like mindfully. So there's just so many things that Reiki can do. It's even helped me with my relationship with money, the confidence that I needed to say, you know what, I can be an entrepreneur and I can make money doing what I love and helping people at the same time setting boundaries. So it's really just an amazing type of healing.
That's great. I like what you say about massage for your soul. But I want to go back a little bit because you mentioned that you're an empath.
Mhm.
So maybe not so many people are related with this concept. So do you mind to explain what does being an empath means?
Yeah, there's a big awakening happening right now that people are realizing and resonating with what an empath is, or a highly sensitive person. It's someone that you could really feel other people's energies. You're very sensitive to other people's energies and you want to help. You help as much as you can. But what happens is it does take practice to know how to first recognize that that's someone else's energy and not yours, to separate it, like observe it, recognize it, and not absorb it. Because it could be stressful for us as an empath, and it could be really, you could burn out. Also, an empath always wants to help other people. And they usually are really intuitive naturally. So they know like how to, like what the person needs and how to help them. But the difference is knowing when to help someone else or not, when it's being asked. So that's one their journey, to know, to connect to your intuition and know, okay, this person's not ready for my help, because sometimes you'll get disappointed. But that happens a lot with empaths. And sometimes they become really reclusive. They stay at home a lot because they feel safe in their space, or they'll build walls because they're safe in their space because they're so giving and open. But you can still have like this fulfilling social life, still help others while protecting yourself.
Well, that's amazing.
Mm.
I didn't know all of that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, you as a Reiki master, you're working with energy for healing.
Yeah.
So you're working with that person's energy, or you're working with your energy, or it's a mix? How does that work?
Yeah, so I'm working with universal energy, and that energy is from whatever source, God, whatever it is that you believe, but it's definitely from the higher power. So it's all loving energy, right? It can't go wrong, it can't go bad. And that energy, I'm just a vessel. It just channels through me to the other person. And it could be done virtually. So I have like my tools. I have a surrogate, which represents that person. A Reiki master is, or a Reiki practitioner, they have the symbols and tools to connect a person with, tapestry or whatever it is that we're using to represent them. And they feel it, you would feel it. So it's really, it's not my energy. It's the universal energy. I'm just channeling it. And at the end of the session, usually I just give my messages from spirit, things that you need to hear. It could be my spirit guides, your spirit guides, but it's from the universe. It's loving, healing energy, and it goes where it needs to go. So it has a spiritually conscious energy.
Oh, I love that about the loving energy because I think that's we truly need in this world right now. We need more love, we need more kindness, we need more patience with each other because it's crazy out there. It's especially with a pandemic and everything that is happening right now. It's scary going out, and
And
I
our
think
lifestyle too. Our lifestyle too. We live in a very masculine world, which is very hustle, is very productive, is very getting a higher degree, all like or material things. But we need more feminine energy, not only within our day-to-day life, but in our government, our economy, all of those things, because it's more nurturing, it's more it's connecting to your intuition, like I keep saying. But that is just so important, because that's what's important, that's the most important thing in life. I feel like if everyone in the world at least knew level 1 Reiki, because I also teach Reiki, you would have so much self-awareness, because everyone's so angry. But if we have the ability to heal ourselves, I mean, the world would really, really be a better place, because there would be less anger.
yeah, maybe sometimes we don't know why we're angry. We're just angry because that's the way it has been the last couple of months or years. So we don't really know what's inside and what's beneath that. So you're talking about masculine energy and feminine energy, and maybe some people doesn't know what those means and what kind of energy is that and how those affect us every day. So do you mind to explain a little bit about that and how you manage with Reiki? I don't know, we balance those
Mhm.
energies.
Absolutely, yeah. So every person is like yin and yang. Every person has the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy. And the masculine energy tends to be like the nature we're in now, which is hustling, being super productive, exerting so much energy. But I mean, it's good too, because you take action, right? And then the divine feminine is really being creative, in touch with your intuition, which is good for you because you just do what's most important. And which is so hard for me because I've always been the type of person where I have two jobs and I go to school and then I have a bit like all of these things that if I was to just not be a perfectionist, and that's another part of the divine masculine is perfecting and being such a perfectionist and overthinking things where you actually don't complete it. But if I go into and I really lean into my divine feminine, my creative juices start flowing and things just become easier and like things just flow better throughout your day. So that's just generally the difference. And but we all have it. It has nothing to do with gender. It's really all energy.
I love that. And
Mhm.
okay, so now let's go back to Reiki. And when someone is hearing the word for first time about what is Reiki, what does a session of Reiki it is, how it's the session. Do you explain what it is and then you go through what it they talk about their problems or how it's
Yeah.
the
So
session going?
yeah, so for me specifically, when someone books with me, I actually give them a survey so that they can answer questions. So I already know what intention to set. So it's really good to set an intention because we want to give direction to the energy. So if you feel, let's say, you're going through a breakup, or if you're going through a tough time in your relationship, if you are having issues with like direction, motivation with or clarity with your career, if you want to personally grow but you're not sure how, I mean any aspect of your life, it could be all of the above. I look through their answers and then we set that intention. And so with the person, just all they have to do is lay down or sit down with their palms up, which signals to the universe that you're willing to receive. And the first time is always an adjustment because you're expecting, what am I going to feel? Like, am I going, like, what is going to happen? But you really just need, I put music on, just need to just receive, be open to it, and relax throughout like the session. You just get into a deeper relaxation. Many people fall asleep or they're in this subconscious state of like half asleep half awake, which is really great because there's less blocks. The more you think and overthink, there's a little bit, it's being resistant to receiving the energy. So the more open you're minded to it, and even if you're in that sleep state, that's totally fine because the energy could go deeper. Everyone's experience is different because you receive what you're supposed to, what you're meant to receive at that time. But what most people feel is tingling, especially in the arms. In the hands, warmth in the hands. They can feel pushing and pulling. People have felt like waves of cold air or hot air, like totally different things. But at the very least is that you will feel relaxed, and there is it's so underrated, the feeling of being relaxed. Like our body needs it, like we owe it to our body and to our soul, and it's something that we can't see, but our energy field, our aura, our chakras, they need that cleansing and balancing. So it really depends for everyone. I've had some sessions where I just feel very relaxed and others where I was totally out of this world. Like I was in a deep sleep and I was like a whole bunch of other things, but it's what you're supposed to receive at that time.
Wow, that's perfect because yeah, when I don't know, sometimes you were looking for something and it just shows, and you don't know why, but it show it because
Hmm.
yeah, the universe is just bringing the things when you most need them. So
Exactly.
I love that you are channeling that and you are helping people to find that, because maybe every day we don't realize that there are those signals out there.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
we need some kind of guidance or some kind of clarification of, to reach those signals. So I want to ask you, how do you apply these Reiki techniques into everyday life in just normal tasks? Like,
Mhm.
for example, you say writing an email, or maybe with your partner, or maybe with your friends. How do you
Mhm.
apply those Reiki? Because maybe some people there still don't know what Reiki means. So then maybe they can have an example of how can you apply that in your everyday life.
Yeah, so I think that you apply in your everyday life because you are receiving the messages that you need to receive in every single situation. So if you're, let's say you're in a toxic work environment, right? And sometimes it's like one toxic work environment after the other. Or you're like, why is my family so dysfunctional? Or why do I keep getting in these type of relationships? The universe is saying something. There's a lesson to be learned. You have to do something different, right? So when you are receiving Reiki, well, usually if you receive it more on a regular basis, but let's say it's only once every few months, you keep in mind, like it's a life-changing experience because you take a step back and you observe. And you're not just like on survival mode, you're less reactive. That is one of the most important things, much less reactive. You have a stronger handle on your emotions, which doesn't mean that you can't be angry, like it's totally normal to feel all of those things, but it's to have more control over it and to be more observant and to pay attention to what the universe is telling you. And to see also behavioral patterns. Sometimes we are doing things that we don't even realize. It could be self-sabotaging. It's repeating like behaviors from our parents. And usually the messages after a session that I give to someone, um, it's for them. They know exactly what they're talking. I mean, I don't know them. I just tell them what they need to hear. But if they write that down, or and I record what my message is, and they could go back to that for a year. I have people who message me 6 months later, and they're like, that, I had to, they were resistant in the beginning to the messages, but they would say you were right. And again, it's not me, it's the universe, but it's something invaluable because you could always look back to it. I've done the same thing where I look back on my notes from healers that I go to, and I'm like, good, like I put the work in, and that's really important, is to put the work, because Reiki and nothing in this world is a band-aid, right? So if you are having a Reiki session and you receive these messages from spirit, it's your opportunity to work on those things, And you may not work on it right away. We're all a little resistant to some things, but over time you'll say, okay, it'll digest, and then you can change your behavior patterns. So, yeah, I have a lot of people that have come back to me, especially this past week. I have a friend, she's getting married. And I said, to who? Yeah, I was so happy. I was so, so happy for her. And she said, you were right. I had to let go of X, Y, and Z. And then it presented itself. So, and I've been saying it for quite some time, but which is okay. That's her journey, right? But the minute that she literally like decided to do the work, you know, she received blessings.
You're right. We have to do the work. It's not just going to a session and then feeling great, and then the next day you're going back to your life like nothing happened.
Hmm.
That's not it. It's you have to put the work, and as you say, maybe you journal about it, or maybe you're just recording your voice, or maybe you're doing other activities like dancing, something that where you can express yourself and start like going inside of you and really discovering what's happening. So I have a
Absolutely.
comment here from Eva. She's saying it's chakra balancing permanent. So what can you tell us about chakras and Reiki? Because I imagine they are going hand in hand.
Yeah, they do. So, with Reiki, the original teaching method was with the meridians, like the Chinese
Mm.
meridians, and the chakra system is came from India, but they work hand in hand together. I mean, it's just a perfect complementary set of systems. But your chakras change as quick as your mind does. So you
Mhm.
can have, a balanced chakra right now. I could be fine right now. And something can trigger me, and it could be a thought or something happen, and you know, it'll be a little out of balance, and that's okay. The beauty of Reiki is to be able to center yourself again, right? So like in the beginning, I'm just going to use myself as an example. In the beginning of my Reiki practice, I had a very overactive solar plexus, right? So I was very like, I had walls up, very like defensive. Although I loved helping people, took time to break those walls down. But it, you know, it is, I have a strong sense of self still. I'm still a strong person and all those things. So it's much more balanced over time. But and same with my third eye and my crown chakra. You know, when I first started, even though I was naturally intuitive, now I just have a clear pathway of like, and I just keep on I practicing that. And then there's practices that in between your session that you could work on to balance your chakras. So like you mentioned journaling, that is amazing because it's you could just do a brain dump. You don't even realize you're writing 10 pages. You really, the thing about journaling is not just journaling through bad moments, is also journaling through the good moments, right? And there's so many subconscious thoughts that will come out. It'll come from the subconscious to the conscious on paper. There's something magical about that. And if you're not good at writing, there's some people who don't want to write or don't like to write. And you're more of a talker, talk to yourself. Yeah, record it or just talk out loud, like talk therapy. And those are things to maintain your chakras balanced in between. And that those are things that I mentioned in a Reiki session. At the end of the session, I give personal tips for you to do like just for you in between your sessions.
I love that. Do you keep record with your patients so they can text you later if they have questions, if they are struggling with something?
Yeah, they could always, you know, you could always reach out to me, and usually everything is either recorded or sent in an email. So that's something that you could always look back on. But yeah, it's really amazing how personal it is too. It's all a personal experience.
Yes. Oh, now that you say personal, are there group Reiki sessions?
There are, but I haven't done any. I would love to eventually, but I mean, I don't have the time. So I just focus on like the one-on-one sessions. But one day I really hope to do group sessions for the collective. That would be really a nice thing to do.
That's amazing. So tell us about what your services are because I think most of people will like to know how they contact you, if they can have one-on-one, what are your services, and also you're doing it online. So that's amazing because people from literally around the world can
Yeah.
contact you. So tell us about your services
Yeah, yeah,
and what
yeah.
you offer.
So I offer one-on-one Reiki sessions and also healing meditations. Um, they're both, so then the Reiki sessions, like I mentioned, is you lie down, sit down. I already, before the appointment, I already know what your intention is. I send you a link. I let you know, like, have water next to you because after your session, you're going to be kind of thirsty. I'll let you know, like, after a session, try stay away from blue light, journal whatever notices or whatever changes you have or whatever comes up to the surface. And then the meditation sessions are great because they're recorded. I do meet with you beforehand because meditations are something that you want to try to practice every day. So the sessions are completely whatever are channels to me, they're completely personalized for you. So the whole entire meditation, like no one had it before. It's tailored for you. And it's something that you could always refer, like go back on. All of the sessions include sound bowls, sound therapy, and crystals. So you receive the healing properties from the crystals. So I do have, like, I'm also a crystal Reiki practitioner. So I really, all of my practices and certifications I have, I implement it in my sessions to whatever you need.
I love that you have different approach and all these tools that you have been cultivating all this time just to offer a better solution and a better offer. And I have a comment from Jenny. I have had sessions with Monica and she truly is amazing.
Oh, thank you,
That's
Jenny.
amazing.
Thank you so much. She's amazing too.
That's great. So right now you're open to receive any patients,
Yes,
and
I
then
am.
do you specialize in certain age range, or anybody can take Reiki?
Well, anybody can, absolutely. I don't specialize in a specific age range, but I love working with women who are ambitious, who want personal growth, who are empaths like myself, who are sensitive to other people's energies, women who want clarity, who need maybe some motivation and direction. I'm that type of person where I want direction. I don't want to waste my time anymore trying to do a million things and burning myself out. And as women, we have so many burdens. We have family responsibilities, we have career expectations, social expectations, and we also have to realize that, you know what, just because we're in our 30s, we don't have to get married and have kids. We could work on a career and the love will come. But the more we worry about it, the more resistant to it. So I love working with women who want that, like, direction and messages from spirit of like what's next for me or what's going on, am I doing the right thing, am I doing what I'm supposed to, like things like that, and really take time, like I said, a massage for your soul.
I love that. And yeah, well, we are close to the end, so I want to close with a final question about how does who can take Reiki? It's for everybody. You say you want to focus on women, but
Oh,
if
it's for
someone is
everyone.
struggling, that's great. And also
Absolutely.
how Reiki interact with other kind of healing practices like yoga or like massage therapy or like any other healing practices that they are there. How Reiki goes into that. It works hand in hand. You can take all of them. If you go to a normal therapy with a psychologist, you can also go to Reiki.
Absolutely.
It's a complement, right?
It's a complement to every healing modality and even religion because it's energy. You know, there it's nothing teaching you to believe in something. It's just healing is love. I mean, love is universal energy. That's essentially what it is. So, like you mentioned, yoga is great. I mean, for like being less reactive, for balance, for your body, for strength, for everything. So it truly a lot of yogis are into Reiki as well. Yeah, it's complements very well.
Yeah, I know a lot of yogis that they are also Reiki practitioners, so
Mhm.
it's like complementing each other. Oh, that's so amazing. I love to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
am
for
going
having
to
me.
share with all the people when we post the video, your Instagram account so they can follow you, they can contact you.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best and
Oh,
thank
thank you
you so
so
much for
much.
being here.
Thank you. Yes, everyone, you can email me, you can send me a DM. If you click the link in my bio, and if you sign up to my email list, you'll get a Reiki meditation and an affirmation card. So yeah, and hopefully soon I'll have like some group some group, you know. And actually, I want to do a Reiki masterclass. I'm going to work on that in the month of February. So there's a lot of new things coming up. So I'm going to make time to do some group things and speak to people that, you know, I haven't been able to reach. But yeah.
That's amazing. And stay tuned because we're going to share it to everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a good day, Anna.
Have a
Thank you for
great day.
having me. Bye, everybody. Mhm.